of the morning to you folks. Howdy, howdy. It is June 22nd, I think. The days are sort of, yes. All right, so my sound is working, so we can go ahead and silence. All right, so hey, my background's a little weird, a little wonky. What the world? Wow, okay, well, my background thing is being weird. So let's start off with a quote today, shall we? Let's see. The quote for today is Necromancers are like dads. They just want to raise a family in peace. And that was by Mantha. All right. So let's fix that background, shall we? We want cross swords. We want the drawing board. I think we'll do with the drawing board. Why not? Make it unblurry. There we go. Focus. 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 So today we're going to do a couple things. You caught me in the middle of looking through my pictures. So I'm going to find the picture we're looking for first. We're going to take a quick break, go look at the encounters that we have coming up, and then we'll go back. So this week we're working on our Wednesday night group. You can also catch it at 6:30 Pacific time on Wednesday night. Right now in the middle, they're about ready to start a huge boss battle. And once that boss battle is done, they're then going to go up into this other section of the keep. And that's probably all they're going to be able to do this week. I don't even know if they'll be able to finish the boss battle. But presuming they do all that, they race through the other encounters that we're going to look at in just a minute and leave, then they're going to have where they are is in a keep that has been set up with the help of these mages and the hag to cast spells into a local city called Nashkel from a distance. And so they're in the process of stopping that from happening so that they can't be used against the city. But the mages that are going to be doing that are coming. So we have a clockwork mage, a dwarf mage, and a mage slayer. Show you the images. So here's our mage slayer, our bodyguard, our clockwork mage, and our dwarven mage. So, did I name it right? I did. Okay, good. So this one has this illithid, but the illithid has nothing to do with the picture. So let's see. Can we do anything about this one real quick? Let's see. I should be able to just add a quick little layer. Go to paint. Let's go to color picker we're going to go to our drop, click, okay, it's white. And now we're going to make a rectangle. And we're going to go whoop, boop. Okay, so it does not fill it in. So if we increase the size to, let's say 2 by 2, there we go. We're going to go ahead and make it a line. Actually, let's see. Interesting. All right, we're gonna go back and make it a line and go bloop. Atomic Hero Squad is in the house. Hello, Atomic. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Just taking a quick moment. Our whole purpose is this bodyguard. We really don't care about what's behind him, so we're just here. Let's use the stamp tool now. We'll go with white again. Say OK. And the size is going to be 1 by 1. 1 by 1. I didn't click the aspect ratio like I was supposed to. Oh, we need a brush for that. Never mind, we're just going to go with paint. Oh, here it is, paint. There we go. Will it let us do the stamp as a paint? It does. No, it does not. Okay. All right. Anyway, so we're going to see if this is worth it. I might just leave it the way it was. If I opened up my Photoshop thing, software, then I could actually manipulate it a lot better, a lot easier. Just doing a quick. All right, so this is what the original one is. I think I'm just going to leave it. All right, anyway, so this is what they're going to fight. And what we're looking, but this is going to be in a canyon. They have to pass through this canyon to get through to the Burning Keep where they are now. And I don't have a canyon. So that's what we're looking for right now. I'm checking my maps. I have a Fantasy Grounds map folder on my PC. Skimming through these to see. I was sort of looking at this one. This is the opposite of what I want in the sense that instead of being at the bottom of a canyon, this is built up. They're walking along the cliff face. But I could start with this one and just add the cliffs. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So Cliffy Path is the one I want probably. Let's see what else we have. We have a desert racetrack. We have, this might not be bad, down the mountain. That's not a bad map. They don't really change elevation, but that's something to consider. I might do this one. Little less work than the other one would be. Just checking the last of my maps, seeing if there's anything else worth looking at. This is a map I made. I think it was. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Interesting. Not worth, not what I want. Let's see. Rocky Pass. Let's check him out. See if he would work. This is also a decent one. more rocks and such. I like this idea. I like this. This is pretty good. Rocky Pass is what that one's called. This one we already used. Again, they were walking along these edges here. This was a 40-foot drop down here. And they had some enemies here and an enemy here. So so your melee people were useless and stuff because they couldn't get to them and things. It was pretty cool. So it was a nice little fight. Um, very cool. All right, so this one, I wonder if I can change the color and change it from being a snowy pass. This is exactly what I was looking for. You've got this crevasse, walking and stuff. I have used this map before, but I could change the color, make it brown or gray, so that it doesn't look like snow. I could even mix this up a little bit. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Let's see. All right. I just looking at this one because I don't remember what this is. Okay. Checking out this roadside. That's a cool one. I like it. Very well done. Here's one that's not bad. All right, so I'm going to go with either Rocky Pass or Down the Mountain. Let's see. I'm going to stick with Rocky Pass. I like the wider open area. Let's see. Let's look at it one more time, shall we? Down the Mountain and Rocky Pass. What do we think, folks? So if we use this one, the party will be coming right here, and the bad guys will be walking along here. And they'll be able to go up against the cliff face to hide. I may even have them come up here. So you've got, this is really, they can use this little wonky path, or they can walk up to here, have this open area, and then the other one is Rocky Pass. Same situation. The party will be coming down here. You have a couple different ways to get, you have this big open area, and the other ones will be walking up here, and then move up. I think I'm going with the other one because if they get here, it's just gonna be like any other fight. So let's make this unique. All right. I would be remiss if I did not. Now that we've made our choice, here it is, down the mountain. So what we have to do then is we have to put it in our folder. So we're gonna go to our Fantasy Grounds folder, right click on it to open it in a different window. And that window is going to be, boof, there we go. So now this is my things. Again, when you move images in, whether it's a map or token, portrait, any of those things, you can do it in your overall Fantasy Grounds folder, which means no matter what you're doing, what game you're playing, Starfinder, D&D, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever you're playing, you can have access to those images. Or you can put it in the particular campaign, which means it can only be accessed in that campaign. And then when you delete that campaign, it gets rid of frees up a little bit, tiny bit of memory. So in this case, I like this image. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in my images folder for everything. So we take it like this, we go like this. I have mine set up weirdly and I don't really know how to fix it, so I'm just going to right click on it. Maybe. Copy. Click over here, right click, paste. It already has it down the mountain. Say what? It does. Okay, never mind. So skip it. All right. I did not see this when I did another search. Okay. So now that we have our image, before we start messing with that, I want to check what's going to happen chronologically first, which is the encounter they're going to have when they come back up after the big boss. And so while I'm pulling that up, I do want to give a shout out to Atomic Hero Squad. If you're not familiar with who he is a streamer who streams every morning from, I'm just going to use my time, Pacific time, 5:30 to 9, 8:30 to noon Eastern time, which is his time, and just a lot of really cool stuff, very different, very varied. It's a great way to start your morning. Definitely want to check him out. It's Atomic_Hero Squad, all one word. Hero Squad is one word, and interacts really well with the community and the chat people that talk to him and stuff. So he's a lot of fun, and he has some really cool rewards that you can do. That he chooses. If you watch enough, you can use your chat points to do different things. It's cool. Definitely worth the time. So we're looking for, let's see, right now I have different maps. So we want the map of upper level. There we go. Right now they're in the basement basically. They're just about ready to have a huge boss fight. And then, as I said, the only place they have left is up to the top right. So what this is, turn off line of sight, turn off player view, turn off lighting. So this is the upper level of the keep. They've already gone up here and had a couple fights here, because this is the second floor of this keep, and there's a third floor with these different towers. And so there was a tower here and a tower here above those, and they had bad guys on both. So they came up this side and saw the enemies over here, and they were shooting ballista at them. It was pretty funny after they fought the guys over there. So then they came down, ran around, ran back up, and fought the last guy over there. But they totally ignored this second building. And so they went down first to the basement. This is where all the magic happens, literally. The magic happens is so funny. All right, so what happened was they built this diorama of a city. If you notice, you can just zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in. It gets pretty detailed. I spent way too long on this. And the purpose of this, so if you turn the lighting back on, this is magical lighting. that they have here, and they have these blue candles set up. There's different magical runes behind it on the floor. In each corner here, boof, 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 there are these magical runes. Um, and what they're doing is 3 mages can stand in these spots and they can cast spells that will affect this city. So they can cast them, fireballs or sleep spells or fog, meteor swarm, lightning bolts, do all these things to affect the city. And so that's why this is here. Uh, he's got the little cliff face and stuff. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time on this, even things like the wave move in the and the moving water and stuff. Um, Atomic Hero Squad. Oh, Drake. Hey, Drake, how you doing? Drake says that's badass. Pretty shiny. So maybe the characters will just smash it on the ground. That's right. So that's the concept. And that's why I said these 3 mages that they're going to fight are the ones who are coming, who would be using it. And there you go. Boom. So that's what it looks like in the light inside this keep. And what the trippy thing is let's go back. This is what you would normally, how you would normally have the map, is about like this, because this is only 15 feet, 5, 10, well, it's about from here to here is 20 feet. From this room, it's a 20 by 20 square, so it's pretty small in the overall scheme of battles and fights and stuff. Anyway, having said all that, so this is where they're going to come up here and find this, which is their whole goal for being here. Imagine that as your live gaming table, Drake says. Yeah. Having this tiny little thing set up on your tabletop. Yep. Yeah, I even use the spell templates and stuff. You can zoom in on these for the runes that are inscribed on the floor. Anyway, like I said, I spent a lot of time on these. Way too much time on this because hour and a half ish, maybe 2 hours on this whole thing, getting this all set up. So my point is, I need to check and see what is up here, because map area 6. Okay, so here we go. So when I get up here, spined devils and marigons are always present in this group of rooms. So because the hag is the one who was in control of these things, I honestly don't know the lore about what happens to a demon or a devil or a fiend that's summoned and their summoner dies. Did you quit your job? Drake says, yeah. Um, no, I mean, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy this, but I'm definitely going to have to recall this several times and make the players really appreciate the work that was done on this. um, Anywho, what's going on with my weird layers there? I'm not sure what's happening with that, but anyway. So I do know that if they lose control, the fiend will just kill the person. But if the person's already dead, I don't know, honestly, if they just bamf back to the plane they were summoned from. They could also just be now let loose here, free to do whatever they wanted to do. And just start going on rampages and stuff. So I don't know exactly. I do know that they're no longer under their control. So it depends really what the party does. So let's go ahead, first of all, at least determine what's up here. So boof, we do a random encounter. We will generate the encounter. Bam. So here's what should be up there. 4 Marigons and a crap ton of Spine Devils. I'm going to make it 10 instead of 14. Open this up, unlock it, click 10. So if you didn't catch what happened there, I apologize. I went pretty quick. This module is set up with this random encounter generator. So unlike your other random encounters like here or your other encounters that are in the story and in the encounter section of the module, like this, listed as this, this one has a generate on the bottom, and it will generate 1d4 and 44 Spine Devils. And it's those numbers are random every time, obviously. And that's why you don't see the checks here next to placement, because they haven't been placed because they don't know how many there are. So it's a little different than your normal encounters you may find in your pre-written modules. Now that I have this one, I will unlock this. I will link it right here. Boom. And I will link it here as well on my map. Boom. So now I have the encounter in both locations so I can see it and find it. And those of you who know me know I don't think I've ever used a letter, except for maybe like a drop sword or something like that. Even then I have, oh, I'm in the wrong section. I'll go to tokens. Maragon. Boom. Oops, open it again. Gotta unlock those puppies. Boom. I don't know why these are not listed as enemy. Put them hostile. We will do spined. There we go. There are RRRR Spine Devils. So this is in the whole area. Let's take a look at the other. Here's second level. Here's below, upper level. So I need the Burning Keep regular one. So let's go to images. So this is one I also spent a lot of time on. I didn't do a very good job because I was a novice map builder at the time. So I used a lot of different, oh, here it is. Layers and a lot of different, here it is. This is what all these started off with as a way. If your concentration ends before the spell reaches its full duration, the devil doesn't disappear if it has become immune to your verbal commands. Instead, it acts in whatever manner it chooses for up to 18 minutes and then it disappears. Okay, cool. Thanks for doing the research, Drake. I was just going to wing it. So again, it really just depends on what they do after the fight downstairs. If they don't rest and they just come up, upstairs, then they'll fight these guys. So this may all be for naught. And all right, so let's go. Where is my Burning Keep ground level? Here we go. Boom. So this one, Infernal Calling, a conjuration spell. Yeah. You lose your concentration if you die, obviously. Yes. while we wait for this to load. Herein lies the rub. So you saw the map, it was all black and white. I added this little mask of color to just on this one, but here, um, I have a lot of these masks here. Just, oh, that was my lightning bolt that he zapped. There it is. All right, so there's smoke going across these waters. There's stuff, and if you enable the line of sight, but this lava that I did and the stones and things is just tons and tons of layers and painting and things. All I really needed to do was make a single layer of it big, and it would work just fine. So my point is, it takes up a lot of space. That's why it takes so long to load. Anywho, it still looks pretty cool, and it's got smoke. It's a little hard to see at this point, but there's smoke drifting across from the fumes of the fire. Anyway, my whole point for coming here was to see there are no links here. Okay, so never mind. I wanted to see what the we'll go to the DM version. Okay, so that is where I am. So this is, you can see this is what it looks like all together. They had run up here, they were getting shot at by these ballistas over here. They're now going up to here and up here. So this whole place has all these creatures, has all these things, these guys are in all three of these levels. So I'm going to say once the boss dies, they're not going to be up here anymore. The Spine Devils might just fly away. Um, a couple of them. That's why we'll say there was 14, and I just brought it down to 10. Might have a couple up here, and there are going to be a handful down here. So cool. That gives me an idea. Boom. Let me bring that one back. So we're going to throw a couple down here and a couple up here. So if we have 14 total, we will roll the dice. Again, we're waiting for my massive image to load. There you go. All right, so boof. Let's roll. So if you wanted to have a random number that's not easily equatable to a dice, so like here it's 14, you could do /DIE space 1D14, and that'll roll it for you. In this case, I'm just going to do it the easy way. I'm going to break it up by Marigons and Spine Devils. So the question is, how many are in here in the bottom level? Marigons. There's 1. Spine Devils. There's 9. Okay. So the other thing you can do, by the way, if I want to do them both, if this is something we're going to be rolling lots of times, or even just once, and I wanted to do them both at the same time, you can drop them into your hotbar. Bink. Oh, I already have a percentile on this one. My bad. Clear it. Boom. And a 10-sider. Boom. And then when you click it, it rolls them both. And it combines total. So that's yet another way of doing it. So I'm going to put my percentile back in here. You right click on here, go up to percent, click, boom, and now it rolls a percentile. All right, so 1 and 9. So we'll go down and zoom in on here. We do want to tweak the grid just a little bit. Because our grid is slightly askew. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and now we'll go back to our play mode, close this. So we have 1, 2, 3. All right, so if we take the 10 by 10 squares, there's 9. $11, that's 20. So there's 30. So there we go. So we're going to do /DIE 1D30 to find where these guys are. So he's in this square. And number 1. Boof. Okay. Let's do it again. 24. Why do I have my line of sight on? There we go. 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, right there. So let's change this to, since I'm having to do a total of 10, I've put down 2. We're going to change this to 8D30. This guy is in 29, so he's in this square. This guy is in 24, also. This guy is in 19. 7. 14. 6. 4. And 16. Okay, now we need 8 D4s. I mean 9 D4s. Oh, I closed it. So we go to our upper tower where we have the encounter. Check out our combat tracker real quick. It should be empty of bad guys. So you don't want to close this until you're done placing them. Just saying. All right, so what happened to our combat tracker? Where'd it go? Waiting for Fantasy Grounds to catch up. So what I'm going to, we have two choices here. I don't remember if once you place, there we go. All right, there's our combat tracker. All right, so yeah, we just had this guy. So I could place them on the combat tracker, which will then repopulate the map. But in this case, I think it's just going to be easier for me just to go like this and just re-slap them over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything at once. So what I mean by that, let's roll 9 d4s as well. Right click on the d4 and you can click that times 10, or you go left click to pick it up and then right click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er. Why isn't it working? Come on. Come on, folks. Do I have too much stuff here? There it is. All right. So 3 and 1 is our first one. Our second one is 24 and 1. 24 and 4. Number 3 is 29 and 3. Next one is 19 and 1. Next one is 7, 1. 6, 7. Next one is 14, 1. Lots of ones. So they're all 1 except for the last one. So 14. 6, 4, and then 16 and 4. These two are just chilling. All right, so that leaves us with these 5. I miscounted here somewhere, and I don't care. So we've got these guys here. We will close the map. Let's go ahead and minimize it just in case I need it again, in case I forgot something. I don't think I did, but we'll see. We will close this. Here's our upper level. So now they can't get in here. 9, 10, 11 squares, basically. So we'll just do a 12-sider. All right, so our first one is in 5, 3. So he's getting ready to head down the stairs. Next one is in 2, 4. I'm trying to get the team to figure out a way to have a preview button on the encounter window to see where the tokens got placed. Okay, interesting. It's usually not an issue. So what he's talking about is having some way on this to show on the map where they show up. The way I do it, if I don't have another encounter, hold on just a second. So I'm at 2 and 4. So he's here. If you don't have another encounter already in the combat tracker, it's very simple. You just slap it on here, add to the encounter to combat tracker, shows you where everything is, and then you go to the menu and click it and delete tokens, delete all foes. So it makes it really simple. But like now I don't want to get rid of this dude. So actually, so what I would do is I would just change him to a non-hostile and then delete all of them. So there are a couple ways of doing it if you want to see where they are. But I don't remember honestly if you manipulate them after closing this out, if they will go to where they are in a placement, or if they go to where you move them to. So I'm just doing it this way. And if you don't understand that, that's fine. I did not explain it very well. Just ignore that last statement. So our last Maragon is, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I miscounted. I need another 12 and another. Dude. There we go. All right, so anywho, 2 and 4. We did him. Oh, there's another one. He's in the same spot, so we'll just move him next to it. That's fine. These two are just chilling, talking. What's up, man? I don't know, man. What's up? 9, 2. And 9, 2. Boy, what are the odds of rolling a same exact numbers on both a 9 and a 12 on a 4-sider? I don't know. All right, so there we go. So there's our setup. Again, it's going to depend on what's happening. The nice thing is, so now this is here. Before I close it, I want to make sure I'm good. Dropping them into combat tracker is not always convenient, especially how often I like to end combat in my campaigns. Yes, that's what I was saying. If you have a combat already going on, it can get tricky, and it, you know, load depending on how much. Like I'm loading 14 things as a combat tracker. It gets crazy. So I do agree, it can get tricky. I forgot to scale up, guys. Sorry. Scale, make it a little bit better for you guys. 100, I think, is. Boom. Oh, see, you thought I was going to have you do the intro again. Nope, I'm not. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll move up my chat window so you can see what's going on. There we go. All right, so hopefully that's a little bit easier for you guys to read things like this. My comment tracker I don't need anymore, so I'm going to close that. So we've got these placed where we want them placed. We close it, we've got it linked here. So we are all set and ready to go. The nice thing is I use my calendar. And so it's even up to the day, the time. I have the date. So it's 12:50, so I can keep track of when the big boss dies. Make a note. So if you double click on this, you can then put a GM note. So right now they're moving past. They move past the holding cells and natural caverns, and then the players have access to this as well. In my message of the day, I pretty much combine and link my message of the day with my calendar, and I use them both to keep track of each other. So here they find some strange. I can just take this shift. They fought some strange sand-filled automatons and find an ally in the fiend from above? Question mark. And then I have a link to the map. So I just go like this. Boom. 2:30. So this is what time it is now. They may rest. Actually, no, they're getting ready to do a fight. So with about 2:35, 2:40 is when they'll have the big boss fight, and then it just depends on them if they're going to rest. Most of these, if not all of them, will be gone. I might just have one or two just still stick around for flavor. But most of those devils will be gone. Fiends will be gone. All right, and by the way, like I said, your characters can look at these anytime, and the player just can't type in it and access it. So I have birthdays and stuff for the players, characters and stuff. Full moon. All right, so a couple of invisible imps messing around would be fun. Yep, I might do that as well. Um, I've been toying with the idea of adding that to the big boss fight. Really just depends on who shows up. If I have all my players they're here, then I'll probably have a couple imps, and they will add to the chaos. All right, so that's what we wanted to do to determine what was going on this week. Um, assuming they then go up, depending on whatever they're going to do with the pretty much all they have to do is destroy those 3 runes um, around next to the diorama, and that will destroy the magic. It's also not 100% finished, so even if they just leave it alone, killing the hag will pretty much prevent it from being used, and that will accomplish their mission. But let's get back to this fight here. So now we go to our assets, go to our images. I think it was down the mountain, I think is what it was called. Let's see. Yep, down the mountain. So we double click on it and create image record. You can also just drag it from here into your images for your campaign images, and it'll make a new image as well. Alrighty then. First thing we do is our grid. With this, I'm not really gonna do very much. Set the ambient lighting, and then make some line of sight, terrain line of sights for the different elevations. It's pretty much all I need to do for this map. And then, of course, populate the encounter. Right now, we're sitting at almost an hour in. And as a quick caveat, I say I'm not going to do much to this map. Who knows? It could be 3 hours from now, and I'm still messing with the map, still messing with it. With the Fantasy Grounds Unity assets that they provide, it's so easy to go down this rabbit hole and just to spend forever doing these different things. All right, so first of all, go to our layers, click on this, and we're going to shift it so it's on the grid correctly. Boom. Okay. Now, the expert says to go 100 by 100. So let's go. Where's our grid? Boom. Change this to 100. See what it looks like. All right, so um, all right. We have visitors, and the dog, of course, has to protect us from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Drake should get the reference there. If it gets to be too crazy, I'm going to go ahead and mute. But so let's go ahead and I'll put it back to 50. All right, so let's see if I can stretch this puppy to fit. Go to the grid. I think I can. I think I can. I can. I can. All right, so let's see. Is it control? There we go. Zoom out. Ah, so let's see. Can we do it this way? Gotta do the math now. All right, so this is locking it in. Boom. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, so close enough. We've got our grid set. Uh, although he says best practice is 100 by 100, I typically find that a lot of my maps aren't this detailed and aren't this good. So a lot of times I will go with 50 by 50, 25 by 25, whatever works for you, just fine. I am going to change the grid because this size is a little too much. In other words, I want about a half, 2/3 of this to be a 5-foot square, So this rock should be about a 5 foot by 5 foot rock is what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and fix that just so in my mind. So let's go down to 75, see what it looks like there. Aspect lock the grid. Let's go back down to 50. All right, that's good. That works for me. It's pretty close. Now I change the color and turn it down. Poof, turn it brown. Actually, I'll leave it the way it is. So that's good because it's not as overbearing and you can still see it. So that means from here, let's go to our play mode and we'll see how big this map is. So it's about 120 feet, 120, 130. Do I want it a little bit bigger than that? I want it a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and I want them to be a little bit farther away from each other than 120 feet. So we're going to change our grid down just a smidge. We'll go to 40. Jump back to our, actually we'll make it 35 just because. There we go. All right, so now let's see, go into our play mode and let's see what kind of distance we're looking at here. 180 feet, that's better. Okay. That's better, that's better. All right, and now we're gonna go to our grid, layers rather. And we will move this over just a smidge. There we go. And okay, there we go. Is this vitally important to the life of mankind as we know it today? No. I like to be exact, so I like to have it as close as I can to right on the border. Again, doesn't really matter. Okay, so here we are. Now let's go to our line of sight, shall we? Before we do that, the grid is bugging me, so I'm going to turn it down just a bit. There we go. All right, line of sight, shall we? We have our terrain, not to be confused with a locomotive. So we have a line. So if you can left click and hold it, and it'll make a bunch of different occluders as you're going along those different points. I personally prefer to do to have it be a little bit faster by going like this, going click, 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 and just doing basic. You can see here, these are just a pathway. And this section of it probably won't even come into play because I still haven't decided where my party is going to be, if they're going to be coming up or if they're going to be going down. So we're going to go ahead and stop this here because escape. Otherwise, it would all be the same level. We want these to be different levels. So if my thinking is, oops, if my thinking is correct, dadgummit, escape, click, there we go. Delete. All right, so, okay, good. if my thinking is correct. Come on, people. I just want to move my map, man. That's all I want to do. It's stuck up in the corner. Let's go to play. There we go. Okay. Open up our combat tracker again. Let's bring out our dude. Boom. Go to line of sight. So he's here. He can see down. I can open this, and he'll be able to see it as he moves. If I close it again, he can see through it. Now, if we go up here, perfect. So he can't see anything above, and that's what we want. And then if I turn it off again, open it, he can see everything. Okay, so sort of play it by ear. They shouldn't be able to see up. They may see, be able to see some of these things, but really shouldn't be able to see up. So, but they can see down just fine. Okay, so good. So we're going to keep going with that concept. Let's go with line of sight, go to terrain, go to line, move over a little bit. I'm not worried about this because nobody's below this. So we will start here. Again, with what I'm doing, I'm not really that concerned about this being exact. You can get as exact as you want, like you can with your other occluders. And the difference with, if you're asking why aren't you just making these walls, it's because you can't turn escape to get rid of it. You can't turn walls on and off, whereas you can turn terrain pieces on and off. All right, so this one, I'm just going to say this is like a slope, and it's a rocky, so it's difficult terrain, but it's not really blocking line of sight. It's more like this is rocks jutting out of the ground, but not, and the whole ground itself is sloping, but it's not blocking line of sight. So let's go ahead and keep going. We're going to add some more. Let's see, I'm going to say you're going to be able to see up through here. This one, though, does block line of sight, I'm going to say. So if someone wanted to hide behind that, they could. And that's the other key, is that they couldn't hide behind this. And now we're adding some more over here because this definitely blocks line of sight. Let's go out to the edge. Escape to stop. And then I'm not going to worry about these because nobody's beyond it. Okay, so as he moves, we'll now click on play. As he moves with his line of sight, down here, he's pretty much hosed. He can't see anything up here. We'll turn it on. There we go. That's what he can see. Now he comes up here. I could turn this off at this point so they can see down. And he can walk up here And this is blocking his line of sight, and this is blocking his line of sight. And again, I could turn this off. Why is the closed part down there? That's weird. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure. So it looks like because of the way I have this drawn, I can't turn it off. Just a little minor glitch. That's fine. Let's go to our line of sight. I do want to be able to turn this off, so we're just going to add a line. And we'll separate these two into two. I don't think that's going to work. So we'll escape, escape. Go to our select, click, remove, click, remove. All right. Zoom in here. We have a couple extra. Remove. And what we're going to do is we're going to, okay, we're still in the select. We're going to move him. Okay, we're going to get rid of you. Up to there. Now we're just getting rid of this other side. And again, I could just leave it like this, but I'm particular. I don't like having all these extra points. All right. So now I can turn that on and off easier. Let's go back to our line, terrain, wall. So now I'll go click. And escape. All right, so now go back to our play mode. And so what that did is it now allows me to turn these on and off. So it doesn't affect, player can't really tell what's happening. So he can still see down, he can still see down. And then if I wanted to, I can just turn this off, turn it off, and now he can see down all the way along. And actually I like keeping this one closed because this comes up and he can't see down below. Worked out better anyway. So there we go. And you can also jump on. If he jumps on, he can see around everything. Same thing here. If they decide for some reason, come on. If he decides for some reason to climb up this, then he'll be able to see everything. So he gets, let me close it. So he's up here, he's down here, he's like, screw this, I'm just gonna climb it. So climb, 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 and now he sees everything till he gets above. Cool, so that's how it works. Let's change our ambient lighting. Right now it is 2:30 in the afternoon. I can tweak it again. It's not 12:50. Where's my calendar? 02:30. Let's see. midnight. Yeah, it is 2:30 in the morning. All right, so you just hold Control to and you use your mouse wheel to move these. It is 2:30 a.m. All right, so it's still going to be dark. Well, again, it really just depends on when they when they come. I keep saying that. So let's go to ambient lighting. Right now, we have our presets. I like the presets. We're going to go with moonlight. We come here, we go to enable lighting. Boom. So that's what it looks like. Now he has dark vision. So by the way, so you can see he can see a little bit more. He can still see out here a little bit, just not as well. That's moonlight. And then on the fly, if it becomes dawn, regular sunlight, dusk. Okay, so dawn is a little brighter. Cool. And then I also have the direction of the sun. You can see the shadows being cast. And the length of the shadows I can change as well. All right, so we're going to keep this at moonlight for now. Boom. Cool, cool, cool. We're going to go ahead and delete him. So we are set. I'm still toying with the idea of having a character to be down below and having the bad guys be up top. What CR is this? Challenge rating is my encounter again. Let's see. So challenge rating 14. These guys are pretty tough. So I think I'll be nice and have these guys be down below, moving up. So the one thing I forgot to do is link that image I was just working with. This is my ground level image. I'm going to close that out. All right, so we're wrapping things up. If you have any other questions or anything, go ahead and ask me now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make these guys enemies, first of all. Actually, I'm not going to make them enemies at first. I'm going to have some clues that these are Amun characters from the county of Amun. All right, close. I'm just going to have them be neutral for now. All right, so let's go back to our image that we were just working with. This is where they are now, down below in the secret lab. So you can see all the lighting I did for the lava and the different things that are happening here. Anyway, images. That was called down. Down the mountain. There we go. All right, so let's turn off, open this up again to turn off our preview and our lighting and our line of sight, turn all that off so we can put our encounter in. First of all, we link the encounter. and then relink the image. We don't need that. We'll go ahead and move this over. Down the mountain. Boink. There we go. All right, and for those of you who aren't aware, barbarians go into a rage, and that's why that joke is pun-y. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get our dudes up. I'm gonna have them be, let's say, so our bodyguard, Primal Yell, that's right. So again, look at our pictures again. Here's our bodyguard. He's close to the dwarf. The dwarf made the Clockwork Mage. And then our Mage Slayer is just another helper. So the boss is the dwarf. So the bodyguard will be just in front of the dwarf. The Clockwork Mage will be behind the dwarf. Mage Slayer can be random. So let's go with, so we have what's called an armored caster, a bodyguard, a dwarf mage, and a human caster. They don't know what these different things are. So we're going to have the dwarven mage. We're going to have him be, I want him to be at least here. I don't want him up to here, so I'll say about between here and here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a niner. All right, so we're going to say it's a 10-sider to see going from right to left where he is. And that, my friends, is a 4. Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's here. We'll stick him here. So he could be, turn the grid up just a smidge. One, two, three. So he's right in the middle. Okay. All right, so that's that. And then the bodyguard will be in front of him. I'm going to say he could be up to 20 feet away. Starting at him, he's 1, so he's right there. All right, I use a different token for him than this dorky picture. Okay. And then our armored caster, again, he's going to be up to 20 feet away. Boy, they're all clustered together. And then our armored human caster, he could be anywhere. So we're going to say, I don't want him here. So he could be lagging behind. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. He's not going to be close to the edge. He's going to be there. All right. He's also not going to be close to the edge. We'll move him over here. Although he would try move them up. There we go. There we go. All right, so there's our group. They are trudging along, and our party will be coming from here. Is our map linked? It is linked. Okay, so there we go. We have our encounter set up. We checked the encounter for what's going to happen after the boss fight. We looked at our map and added lighting and line of sight for the outdoor map. Picked the outdoor map, which one we wanted to use. We have a better idea of what's going to be, how it's going to play out. You know, as I say here in my notes, the Dwarf Mage is calling the shots, and we'll use the Skull of Teleport when down half life or 1/3 of life if in melee. And real quick, let me double check teleport because I don't remember if they have to be touching. I know it's his choice. Here it is. You and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Okay. 10 feet. All right, so teleport. 8 creatures within sight and 10 feet. All right, so he's going to be calling out the dwarf will call out, I can't see you. If his allies aren't within sight or 10 feet of him. So real quick, all I do is I type in quote and then I'm gonna make this control 3, which makes it a speech bubble. But if you leave it like this and put it in the thing, it's a story entry. So you right click on it, go to sign speaker, and put what it is, Dwarf Mage. And the difference is he's actually speaking. I cannot see you. All right. And if you want to be really cool, you can go here. You can go to Dwarvish. I cannot see you in Dwarvish, which is probably what it'll do. One of my characters does speak Dwarf. At least one of them does. So that will be cool. All right, so we are set. We are ready to go. We've got our encounter ready. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Atomic and Drake. I appreciate it. Take a look at Drake Takes if you want to see some live D&D. I'll actually be on his stream tonight. As a player, and we start that at tonight is Tuesday, so it's from 5 to 8, or if you're on the left coast, 8 to 11 if you're on the right coast. And check him out. He's a good DM, and check out Atomic Hero Squad, atomic_hero squad. First thing is in the morning, as you're getting dressed, as you're eating your Wheaties, throw him on. It will brighten your day, make your day just a little bit better. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.